All right, ready for another deep dive? This time, it's the wild world of Adam White. Or is it Chibi? Or Chibi Academics?
You missed a few.
Yeah, there are a lot. How about Aquana? Shiny Aquana. It's like this guy's got more aliases than a Pokemon champion.
Don't forget Wanamingo, White Spirit, even the voice.
It's like he's trying to build a whole RPG party by himself.
That's one way to put it.
And you know where we find all these characters?
Where else? Kiwi Farms.
Of course. That digital, what is it, menagerie of internet personalities.
Yeah.
The Lawcows grazing and the drama never sleeps.
And Adam White. He's prime Kiwi Farms fodder.
Oh, absolutely. His saga, it's a sprawling epic, cringeworthy moments, bizarre antics, enough drama to fuel a dozen reality shows.
Yeah, at least a dozen.
And we've got sources galore, forum threads, archive streams, news articles, the whole 9 yards. So buckle up because we're going deep.
Deep.
What's the mission?
I'd say it's to unravel the enigma that is Adam White.
Yeah, what drives him? What's the story behind all these online personas? And why does he attract so much chaos?
Right. Everywhere he goes.
It's like a chaos magnet.
Hmm.
Let's start with the incident that really put him on the map, at least in the Kiwi Farms universe. His, what was it?
Legendary appearance on Games Done Quick back in 2015.
Oh yeah, the GDQ debacle.
For those unfamiliar, Adam managed to get himself on the couch during a Tama 2 speedrun.
Oh, Tamba 2. Classic.
But instead of insightful commentary, it was a rambling monologue. Bad jokes and awkward tangents.
It was like watching a hostage situation.
Yeah.
But the hostage taker was just really bad at telling jokes.
The other people on the couch, they were visibly uncomfortable. But Adam just kept going. Totally oblivious.
Oblivious to the social cues. Yeah, he claims to have been diagnosed with autism.
Right.
And, you know, his behavior during the GDQ stream, it does align with some of the social challenges that people with autism can face.
True. But it's important to remember, even within the autism community, there's a wide spectrum of experiences.
For sure. And not everyone struggles with social cues to the same extent.
Absolutely. And it's not our place to diagnose or speculate on the specifics of Adam's condition, but it does raise some interesting questions.
It does.
About social dynamics, online etiquette, the challenges of navigating those spaces, especially for people who process social cues differently.
For sure. The GDQ incident wasn't just a cringe fest.
Yeah.
It was a catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
Thrust Adam into the spotlight. Not always in a good way.
It's true. The trolling really ramped up after GDQ. Pizza deliveries, prank calls, even fake social media accounts to impersonate him.
There was even that disturbing incident where a troll pretended to be a police officer, accusing Adam of sending explicit images to a minor.
That incident, while incredibly cruel, it did lead to some disturbing revelations about Adam's past.
Yeah, it did.
Investigations sparked by the troll's accusations uncovered evidence, suggesting that Adam might have engaged in inappropriate relationships with minors.
Yeah, that took things to a whole new level.
It did.
Made it a lot harder to just dismiss his behavior as awkward or eccentric.
Exactly. It forced people to confront the possibility that there might be a darker side
to his online persona.
Yeah, a lot to process. But even with these serious allegations, he still maintains this bizarre online presence.
Doesn't he?
It's almost like he can't help himself.
Well, there's this pattern. He joins these online communities, quickly becomes a central figure due to his, let's say, unique personality.
Right.
And then what happens?
Inevitably alienates everyone around him.
It's like a cycle. Attention-seeking and then self-sabotage. He craves connection, but his behavior just pushes people away.
And then the catfishing. I mean, this guy has fallen for more fake online personas than a Hollywood screenwriter.
Oh, tell me about it. Remember that time with the cosplayer?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was over 136 pages of explicit messages.
And it turns out this is some troll having a laugh.
At his expense, it's, oh yeah, red flags galore. And let's not forget the cringeworthy incidents. The list goes on and on.
It does.
Cheating in a Paper Mario speedrun. Holding that mock funeral for Satoru Iwata on Twitch. The disastrous charity stream hijacked with inappropriate content. I mean, each incident on its own may be a mistake, bad judgment.
You could say that.
But taken together, it paints a picture. Someone who consistently fails to read the room. Oblivious to how his actions are perceived.
It's like he's living in his own reality show.
Everyone else is just a supporting character in his personal drama.
That's an interesting way to put it. It makes you wonder about his motivations. Is he genuinely oblivious? Or does he enjoy the attention?
Even the negative kind.
Yeah.
Well, there was a whole segment of the internet that believes he's an attention whore.
Right. Creating chaos for personal gain.
There's that story, allegedly corroborated by a former friend.
About the funeral.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. Playing an anime music video and singing along to it at his own father's funeral.
He sang at his father's funeral.
That's the claim. Now, whether it's true or not, up for debate. But it does add fuel to the fire for those who believe he's deliberately provocative.
If it's true, it's definitely a choice. Speaking of choices, his attempt to launch a voice acting career.
The voice era.
Remember that plan? Taking out a loan to fund a Kickstarter reward.
To land him a voice acting role in Ukulele.
It was like watching someone try to climb Mount Everest in flip-flops. The ambition was there, but the execution,
Lacking.
to say the least. It speaks to his belief in his own abilities, even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
He seems to lack self-awareness, constantly chasing these dreams that are clearly out of reach.
And his personal life, just as chaotic as his online presence. Kicked out of a streamer house, his mother's relationship with his stepfather falling apart, a girlfriend who publicly confronted him.
With his own Kiwi Farms thread.
It's a lot of drama for one person to handle. And yet he maintains this strange sense of optimism, this belief that things will work out.
Like a digital cockroach. No matter how many times you try to squash him, he just keeps coming back.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And his resilience, in a way, is admirable. Despite all the negativity, the trolling, the public shaming, he never gives up.
There is that time, remember? He almost deleted all his social media.
Because of the negative feedback about his programming skills.
Yeah. But ultimately, his online supporters convinced him to stay, to keep fighting the good fight.
Whatever that fight might be.
It just goes to show, even in the darkest of times, he finds solace in the very community that mocks him.
It's a complex relationship.
It is.
A testament to the power of online communities. For better or worse, they can be a source of support, but also a breeding ground for toxicity and negativity.
And Adam White seems to embody both sides of that coin.
He does. He's a walking paradox.
A mix of cringe and charisma, vulnerability and defiance.
A product of the internet age.
For better or worse.
It's really interesting, his relationship with Kiwi Farms itself. He's a subject of discussion, but he's also an active participant. It's a fascinating dynamic. He frequents the site, reads the threads about himself, even engages with users.
It's like he's addicted to the drama, even when it's directed at him.
Maybe some people thrive on that kind of attention, even if it's negative.
There was that incident where he streamed himself reading his Kiwi Farms thread.
Oh, live.
Yeah, it was bizarre. This mix of amusement, anger, and a strange sort of pride.
Like he was horrified, but also flattered.
Exactly. It's almost impressive, that level of meta-awareness.
Definitely unique. Speaks to his complex relationship with his online persona. He understands he's become a character in the eyes of the internet.
But it's not just about attention, right?
No.
There's this element of control, too.
Yeah.
By engaging with the thread, he's trying to shape the narrative.
Trying to wrestle control of his own story.
Even though he knows it's a losing battle.
The internet rarely lets go once it latches onto something.
So where does that leave us?
Yeah.
What have we learned from this deep dive into Adam White?
I think it highlights the strange nature of online fame. It's a double-edged sword. Adoration and ridicule, sometimes in equal measure.
And it reminds us that behind every online persona, no matter how bizarre, there's a real person.
With their own hopes, dreams, and insecurities.
We have to approach these online sagas with skepticism and empathy.
There's always more to the story than what we see.
Well said. Any parting thoughts for our listeners?
If you're interested in internet culture
Yeah.
and witnessing the rise and fall of these personalities in all its chaotic glory,
You got to check out Kiwi Farm.
it's a goldmine, a digital encyclopedia of internet lore. Everything documented, categorized, cross-referenced.
You can lose yourself in there for hours.
It's fascinating, sometimes disturbing. A glimpse into the underbelly of the internet, not for the faint of heart.
But for those who are curious about the darker corners of online culture, it's an invaluable resource. I'm honestly blown away by it. Google should pick this up. Google presents Kiwi Farms. How awesome would that be?
Well, folks, that concludes our deep dive into Adam White. We've laughed, cringed, and pondered the strange allure of internet infamy.
It's been a wild ride. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay entertained.